water is a prevalent feature in the state of West Virginia.
On Twitter during the water crisis, it truly was the 7 stages of grief.
Part of what we're doing here, though, is just kind of figuring out the process. What does it take to do your own citizen science or sensor journalism?
There's more than one reason, at least, why there are so many electrical power producing facilities in West Virginia. We're close to coal, which is the predominant fuel source for those, but also they're lined along the rivers. The rivers are essential in power production and the production of steam that ultimately produces the electricity. And it depends on the facility, but some facilities are more efficient than others. And so it's a major asset in our state and a resource for a lot of different industrial sectors. What the chemical spill taught us is that water is extremely valuable, and we just often take it for granted because we have so much of it. If you go out west, they have droughts on a regular enough basis that they understand the value of their water.
What we're doing is making something that could be an early warning system, right? So the EPA and local governments can't monitor every stretch of every body of water the whole time, right? But a whole bunch of citizens with pretty cheap sensors and Gatorade bottles could, right? At this point, it's really just about detecting, is something different? Is something weird? Is the water unusually warm? Is it unusually conductive? And then it would be time to come in with test tubes and vials of water and go test it, find out, get the experts in and find out. But it could be the kind of thing where the experts aren't necessarily looking at a stretch of the river, but somebody is worried about it. And they can say, look, every night at midnight, the conductivity spikes. Could you all check this out? At least come and take a look.
Well, in Charleston, I got a sense of uneasiness, to begin with, because most people understood that it was going to be a while before this really had any sort of conclusion. To find water, we were fortunate that we have relatives in the area that are on wells, so we could go and shower anytime that we wanted or fill up our jugs anytime that we wanted. We're also, probably a little bit better prepared than the average Joe for an incident like this. But seeing the infrastructure come into place basically for emergency water rationing was interesting, not only because no one was prepared for it, but also trying to fathom what it was like to be completely cut off, to not have an appropriate supply of drinking water, or to only have to be able to shower in a public space every couple of days if you're lucky.
But what we saw from that chemical spill is that when we don't have water, it creates a serious situation.
When we were thinking about what kind of sensor journalism to do, water was definitely it. I mean, it was so fresh in the mind at the time that happened, and there are other things going on with old abandoned coal mines and fracking now, where water is just so important and interesting, and it's time where here in West Virginia people are interested.
It's surprising that our networked sensor capabilities are as limited as they are. And it is a huge priority for water science as a whole to begin to make inroads into that. And again, this program in the College of Media, I think, begins to raise that awareness that we don't know as much about our waterways as we probably should.